Together we break out in song and sing our love, open our honey, 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 oh. Honey, 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 oh. I open my heart big and wide, my essence cannot hide. You see me as I am, tender, gentle, radiant lamb. Your light love, I smile at you, give it, smile too. Together we break out in song and sing our love, the holy love, the honey, 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 oh. Honey, 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 oh. Honey, 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 oh. I open my heart big and wide, my essence cannot hide. You see me as I am, tender, gentle, radiant lamb. Your light love, smile with you. You take it in, you smile too. Together we break out in song and sing our love, the holy love, the honey, 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 oh. Honey, 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 oh. Honey, 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 oh. Honey, 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 oh. Honey, 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 oh. Honey, 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 honey,
Good morning. How is everybody? Good. If you saw me crying, it's because I'm sad. I'm weepy this morning. And I was doing okay till I saw Deanne, and then I saw Tonya, and I'll just let you know, a dear friend, Tonya's son Colton and my Haley grew up together in school, and even were boyfriend and girlfriend for a short time. And there was a little group of them that all grew up together and went to school all the way through together. And one of their very dear friends was in an accident and did not make it and passed. And it's very young and it's very tender and very fresh. So that's why I'm okay. And we get that it's all okay, but it's still very sad. And so let me just take just a minute here and for the family and for her, Colton, who's taking it tough. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you, Roy and Martin Broadbooks, for your beautiful music this morning. Very lovely, and he ended exactly right on time, like he knew what he was doing. It was awesome. First time. No, it was. But good job. Thank you very much. Beautiful music. And Dave, thank you so much for the opening song. Very nice. Don't you love that? All right, a few announcements this morning. This Wednesday evening is the third Wednesday. We will have evensong. I'll let Dave tell you a little bit about that.
Yes, we'd like to think of that as opening to the presence within, using song and silence. We do that in candlelight. It's one of my favorite things we do here. So
Wednesday at 7 p.m. Always just a love offering for that service. We are still taking recipes, are we, Joni?
Yes.
Okay.
Right up to the last minute, then I'm loading.
Good, okay, so.
Hopefully we'll all be done by September 30th.
Perfect, perfect. So keep bringing your recipes in. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate all of the work that Joni is doing on this cookbook. I think it's going to be really fun. It should be available to buy for Christmas gifts. That's what I plan to do. So keep bringing those in, and we'll clap for Joni, even though she's All right, today is the third Sunday, so we have potluck going on downstairs. After potluck, we have a workshop back up here in the sanctuary. We're continuing on our workshop series of spiritual mind treatment. This is the third step that we're on, which is realization. And I have a little bit to offer as far as trying to figure out maybe your life vision or purpose, some goals that you could figure out, all that have to do with that realization process. So the workshop is an hour long, and it is a love offering. So if you're interested in that workshop, just come, we'll come back up after potluck. Just take your time, eat, and then we'll come back up for an hour long workshop here, which is a love offering. Membership Sunday, we will have, if you'd like to become a member of CSL on the 24th, is that next Sunday? Okay, next Sunday, after the service, we'll have a brief meeting in here where you will get a packet, a handout, telling everything about the center so you are aware of what you're becoming a member of. I'll kind of go over that packet with you. And then there's a few things to sign as far as like an agreement, mostly with yourself, about becoming a member. That we will do on the 24th, just a small meeting after the service. And then the following Sunday, which is October 1st, we recognize our new members just in the Sunday service, right? Okay, so if you're interested in membership next week, or let me know. You don't actually have to be here to be a new member. I can give you a packet on your own, and you can read that and ask questions. Also, I put a sign-up sheet out for our yard sale, which is October 5th and 6th. So there's a sign-up sheet over there. We will be here on Wednesday the 4th, setting stuff out, because on the 5th, Thursday, we wake up and are here at 8 a.m., 8 to 4 on Thursday, 8 to 2 on Friday. So there's places for you to sign up for any or all of those places. We do need a lot of help. We also need trucks and help at the end of Friday. So if you have that, maybe by your name, you'll put, I have a truck can help clean up, where we put everything in and take it away. We need some pretty good help on Wednesday as well, as far as getting all of the stuff out of the building onto the lawn and tables and everything. So if you're able to help, we really, really appreciate that. And there's a sign-up sheet over there. You can continue to bring your things. Thank you so much for everything. We have the room up here we're putting things in. We really appreciate if you bring them cleaned and ready to sell. That makes it that much easier for us. And we do get that much more money when it comes time for pricing them as well. Anything to say about that? All right, I think that's all the announcements that I have going on right at this moment. And so now, if we could just take a breath here as we transition from the announcements and all of the business of the church. We really get ready to receive the message today, receive the songs, receive the prayers. We'll get into that space, that heart space, that inner presence that we feel within us as we speak our vision statement together now. This center offers a path for awakening to the realization of oneness. Open hearts, inspired life, empowered love. Our spiritual community welcomes all people to embrace oneness as the truth of our being. Together, we see a world of love, peace, and abundance for all.
make a quiet place, a quiet place within my life, and I will listen, Holy Spirit. I will listen. I will make a quiet place, a quiet place within my heart, and I will listen, Holy Spirit. I will listen. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still and know. I will make a quiet place, a quiet place within my mind, and I will listen, Holy Spirit. I will listen. I will make a quiet place. I will make a quiet place. I will make a quiet place.
And in this quietness, as we are lying our consciousness, in the stillness, in our heart center, in that place of love, that place of activity, that place that we feel that we are alive. It is in this place that I recognize that God is the source of all things. That this Spirit, this God, this presence is all there is. It is of the wholeness, the vitality, the allness of creation. It's a spirit of oneness and unity, and it is love and compassion. It is overflowing with the all good, and it's always ready and always pouring out its manifestation into the lives of its creation. And I know this is my life, that I am a part of this, that this life of mine, this life of yours, of everyone, is one with this power and presence known as Spirit, as God. And we live because God is. It is the essence of our existence and our being. That we are each a unique emanation of this Spirit. And so I speak my word for our consciousness to be present and focused on this wholeness of spirit that is our life, that it fulfills, directs, guides every aspect of our life. And I know that this wholeness is our body temple, that this wholeness is our relationships, that this love and compassion is always present in everything we do and expresses in its completeness and its love. And I know this wholeness is the prosperity in our lives. It is the wisdom that is active and vibrant in all that we do, in our hearts, in our souls, in our minds. And we accept and are open to this goodness. And we gratefully accept all of our heart's desires, the limitless good of the universe, knowing that this Spirit guides and directs our actions, our attitudes, and our outcomes. That there are infinite possibilities that are always available and overflowing every minute, every day of our lives. And we value the preciousness of this life, knowing it is full of unlimited opportunities. And I speak my word for those requesting the prayer chest, knowing that the fullness of Spirit is right there, that the guidance, the wisdom, the intelligence, the health, the abundance that is right there in all opportunities, expressing for the highest good of each request. For each request is a desire for the greater good of the consciousness of the individual. And that is connected with that one presence, that all-pervading life that is always present right here and right now, renewing every situation, every outcome to the highest and best for all concerned. And so I give thanks for this truth, and I give thanks for this gathering today, for this gathering is a blessed idea in the mind of God. And we are so blessed by the volunteers, the music, the message, and we are especially blessed to be in the presence of each other, shining our light as the fullness of Spirit. So I give thanks for this truth, for this wholeness that is living, restoring, and uplifting our lives this very moment. For this is the truth of our being. And I give thanks for our awareness of the magnificence of this life. So in great gratitude for this truth and great thankfulness to know, I just release this word into the law, knowing all is well. That this word is already true in the mind of God. It is always and already fulfilling itself in wholeness, in love, in compassion, in greatness, as we join together and declare, and so it is.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred shores. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred shores. Get ready, get ready, my soul.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I would like to call your attention to the prayer chest at the bottom of the stairs to the left. You know, there's a light shining brightly in each one of us. If for some reason it is hard for any of us to see that light or to see it from others, please put your name in the prayer chest and the practitioner will do affirmative prayer this week. The world will persist in exhibiting before you what you persist in affirming the world is. That's from Emma Curtis Hopkins. And from Ernest Holmes, the consciousness that walked over the troubled waters of human experience, the inner calm that stilled the tempest, is accessible to everyone.
Thank you, Lou. All right, so our theme or focus for September is mental discipline. And I have a video from a very powerful firecracker. Okay, her name is Reverend Barbara Waterhouse, and this was a few years ago. Her message is on a mental equivalence, and you might know the little pamphlet or booklet by Emmett Fox called The Mental Equivalent, but also Ernest Holmes has some chapters also in his books about mental equivalence. And if you didn't know or don't know what that is, I'm sure the clarity of Reverend Barbara's message will really help you to go away with an understanding of this. She was and has since passed, was a minister at CSL in Asheville, North Carolina. So here she is.
Wow. Yeah. Good morning. So I know that this is kind of Valentine's Sunday, and I decided to do nothing like that. Because I think the best gift I can give you is to teach you how to create the life of your dreams. I think that is true love, is to teach you how to have the life that you want to have. You're not stuck with anything. Just because it's never been done doesn't mean that it won't happen with you. We are the ones who determine our fate. We are the ones who decide what our life will be. And I was kind of just thinking inside of myself, what happened to me? Because I caught some fire a couple of weeks ago. It was in my Practitioner 1 class, and the reading for that week was Principles of Successful Living out of the textbook. And I read that and I went, oh my God, I love this stuff. I love this stuff. And I was looking at it this week. I love that chapter and I love the next chapter, mental equivalence. And I love the next chapter, the law of attraction. I remember when we had the law of attraction class when the movie was out and everything was a buzz, and I held up the textbook and I said, this has been in this textbook since 1926. We've been talking about the law of attraction. So I just decided to go for it. I know. And I looked at that section of the textbook and I said, what is it about this that has got me so excited? And it is the part on spiritual mind healing, but this part is called the practice of spiritual mind healing. It is the how-to part. And I like the how-to part. All of the lofty concepts are great, but I want to know how to put it into action. I want to know how to use these teachings to be able to have the things in my life, the experiences in my life, the circumstances in my life that I want. I want to be who I've come here to be. I don't want to play small, and I don't want to wait forever for it to happen. So what are the tools? How do we practice this thing called spiritual mind healing? You got to go back to the basics just a little bit. We start off with the idea of oneness. There's only one. I can know that God is in this place because God is all there is. Spirit is all there is. There's only one. And so everything must be a part of that one. But remember, it's not separated into individual parts. Take a deep breath. It is actually the whole totality of everything and more at the point of whatever that thing is, whatever that person is, whatever that experience is. You are not a part of God. You are all of God as you. You are the farthest reaches of the universe. You are the beginning of time. You are all of the light and all of the love, all of the healings, all of the miracles, all of the demonstrations, all of it as you. You're not alone. That's why we got to go hop into bed with Pegatha and hold her. Because she's not alone. None of us is alone. It's impossible for us to be alone. There is that oneness. And because there is that oneness, then when it comes to us, because we're not just a little part of the divine, we are all of it. Wherever it comes to us, we move into this feeling, this experience that says, I have the power of all creation in me, as me, is me now. I am the one that can create anything, anything, anything. No matter what the appearance is, no matter what the circumstances, I have the power of all creation at the point of me. Wow. My word in the circle was power, because this teaching gives you the power to be able to live the life you want to live. But it doesn't just, you don't go down to the 7-Eleven and buy a package of power. It's in you. And the way that we let it come through us is with our thinking. That's why our motto in Science of Mind is change your thinking, change your life. I've added on to that, change your thinking, change your life, change the world. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. If we want to experience change in our world, we have to change ourselves, and we change ourselves by changing the way we think, the way we see life, the way that we experience all that is. So what is this idea called mental equivalence? Well, first of all, it's mental. So it's going to be in the realm of mind, thought, belief, that kind of thing. And it is equivalence, which means it's equal to. So on the mental level, we equal what we create on the outer level. I'm going to say that again. On the mental level, we equal that which we create on the outer. I've often seen the universe, we use wonderful metaphysical terms. There's an unformed substance that is constantly pouring into all creation through us. And whatever we hold as a container for that unformed substance, the creative force of the universe, will fill it up and it will show up as form. Personally, I like the idea of a Jell-O mold. We live with universal wet jello pouring into our lives. And it is our choice which mold we will pick today. Are we going to pick the star? I like being a star. Are we going to pick the square? Some people like being a square. Are we going to pick the little tiny thimble because that's all we think we can handle, or that's all we think we are worth? Or are we going to pick this giant stadium-sized container so that life fills that up? Life doesn't care. And life also does not say, well, it's going to take me longer to fill up the stadium than it does the thimble. It is all instant. We create within ourselves, in the realm of thought, a container that the unformed substance, the creative flow of the universe, then fills up. And that must pop out into form. I love the Jello mold. Pop. And there it is. Those of you who are of the Jello mold age. Other than that, in the realm of quantum, there are infinite possibilities and probabilities awaiting our observation. When we observe through our thinking a possibility or a probability, then that, through the level of quantum creation, collapses into form, is what they say. It's like there's these packets, infinite packets all around, just waiting for us to look at one, like kind of with a tractor beam, but there's no motion involved. And as we see it, we get it. It collapses into form. No matter how out of the norm it may be, no matter whether or not it's ever happened. You know, this thing about it's never happened. So how did we evolve to the level that we are without having things that have never happened? Otherwise, we'd be one-celled amoebas swimming around in a universal goo. We had to have regularly things that have never happened. So if someone says to you, well, that's never happened, great, it's time. It's time, and I'm the one. We create within our thoughts the mold through which we create our lives. We are equal on the inside to that which we have on the outside. So here's a how-to. Take a breath. So if you want something different on the outside, you have to create something different on the inside, and it's not just wishing and hoping, it's equal to it. It is equal to it. You must become on the inside what you want on the outside. And then heaven and earth will move to create that. All of the levels of existence in the quantum realm of vibration and particle and light will collapse into form to manifest that in your life. If you equal on the inside what you want on the outside, I guarantee you it will happen. So people say, well, it hasn't happened yet. And I go, great, great, because this is your moment to go beyond past limitations. That's why this is not such an easy teaching. Jeez Louise, we ask you to change the way that you look at the world. Change your beliefs about how life is. Shift the thoughts that you've thought for decades to have something said that says, I, Charles Joseph Swimwear, am going to the New York Fashion Week this week, and I have 40 models making my presentation. Yes, we're all going to be able to say, we knew you when. It is at the time when you haven't made the breakthrough yet, that's your point of creation. That's where you got your power. There's a wonderful a line in this part of the textbook that says, take a deep breath because this is good. To desert the truth in the hour of need is to prove you do not know the truth. Yeah. To desert the truth in the hour of need is to prove you don't know the truth. You never did know the truth. If you get scared and you run away and hide instead of standing up to it and saying, I know who I am, all of God is manifest at the point of me now, I have got this. If you can know the truth, then you always have that response. And so if things don't look quite the way that you thought they were going to look, you don't put your head down and hide. You stand up taller. You get clearer. You speak your word and say, this is what I know to be true. There's only one. That one is who I am right now. I'm a part of all that is. I was born prosperous. I was born healthy. I was born creative. I was born powerful. That is the truth, and nothing can change that. And then collapse into form. There you've got your Jell-O. Honest to God, this is how it works. And sometimes going through that shift is a little tricky. You know, I started off in this teaching when I was 27 years old. I am now 64. I started off when I had no money, when I was on welfare, when I was on food stamps, and I had a 3-year-old. I was homeless and did not know what I was going to do. And I found out that there was something inside of me that I had not found, but that if I would go ahead and look for it, it would reveal itself to me. It was the me that I was yet to be. And so I started looking. I remember I moved to Fort Lauderdale. My teacher, Bill Tolliver, moved to Fort Lauderdale, and I went to Fort Lauderdale. And I always knew that I had not mastered wardrobe. I didn't like to shop, because the places I could afford to shop were like Goodwill, and not that there's anything wrong with that. But I didn't find what was mine to find yet. And so I'm in Fort Lauderdale, and there's a lot of money in Fort Lauderdale, and I decided to go explore me. And the way that I did that, to start off with, was I went to the Galleria Mall. My life was cut off old blue jeans, flip-flops, and a tank top. And so I got myself to the Galleria Mall. Probably by then I was kind of sweaty and sticky, and went into the most expensive clothing store I could find. I was sure that alarms would go off, security would run out, and they would throw me out. But instead I was welcomed in, and trembling, I put things on like crocheted blouses. Do you ever have a crocheted blouse? It's not really fabric. It's not knitted, especially if it's crocheted out of silk yarn. It's delightful. And I realized I had found my place. I wasn't quite in consciousness yet to be able to pay for those things that I tried on and then handed back to the person, but I knew something different. I had a different mental equivalent about what could go on my body. And I didn't stop there. I went into the car dealers. And I sat in cars. You know, they will just let anybody in and let you sit in the car and breathe the smell of new. New car has a smell, and I like it. And so I sat in the car dealers, and I pretended, and I played, and I got this sense that I did not have to be driving around in an old blue Datsun that backfired, and I would have to pray over it every time I turned the key. I didn't have to do that. I could have a different reality. And then I went and I started walking the docks. I walked the sailboats, I walked the yachts. And you know, they came out of their boats sometimes, because I was 24, 25, 26, I found this teaching when I was 24, 40 years ago. By then, I was about 27. I came out on the docks, and I had cutoffs and tank top and flip-flops, and they came out of their boats, and they had cutoffs and tank tops and flip-flops on. And I said, oh my God, that's me. I can have this life. There is no them, they're different, I'm not good enough. There is only that presence of spirit that had not expanded into a big enough Jell-O mold. So I worked on it, and I worked on it, and I worked on it. And I found a place within me that got bigger and bigger and bigger, until today, I can go buy anything I want. I can have any car that I want. I could have a boat if I wanted to, but I think I've made a promise to John that we won't do that again. I can get in a plane and fly somewhere, take a couple of weeks off to Costa Rica, where we're going to go in a couple of weeks. I have that life now. because I made a mental equivalent inside of me. And that's where the power is, that you have the ability to form within yourself a holder, a container for the creative process of the universe to pour itself into as us and then manifest as our lives. This is how it works. It's all coming through us. It is not coming to us, although next week I'm going to talk about the law of attraction. It's language. And so I want to give you some ideas. If you have someone in your life, maybe not anybody in this room, that annoys you, consider getting a bigger mental equivalent. It's like that poem, he drew a circle to shut me out, a thing to flaunt, a thing to flout. But love and I had the wit to win. We drew a larger circle and took him in. Consider getting a bigger mental equivalent. Oh, well, I can't do that. They're a dirty, rotten rack and fratchet. Then that's what you're going to get. Get a bigger mental equivalent. That is your job, to be part of the ever-increasing expansion of life. That's your job. And so if you're experiencing lack or limitation of any kind, play with it. Make it bigger, not the lack and limitation, but the having of what you want. If you have financial stuff, play with the idea of having great wealth. Read stories about people who have great wealth. And wealth, to me, and prosperity are two different things. Wealth that lasts for generations. Wealth that is large abilities to financially effect change. Play with that idea. Stretch your mental equivalent. Even if you don't get exactly where you think you want to go, you have expanded that concept. For me, when I was 27 years old, 24 years old, being rich was having $100. Considering that I was working off change, $100 was a lot. And so I got another job, saved my money until I could take it to the bank and get a $100 bill. And I put it in my wallet, and to this day, I carry a $100 bill. Not for what it can buy me, because I can buy way more than $100, but to remind me that that was my focus, to go beyond, I've got to scrape up change to get on the bus, to I have $100. I can do anything I want. At that time, I didn't want anything more than $100. So I have that. What is your $100? Is it expensive sheets? Is it taking a trip? Is it ordering off the menu without checking the prices? If you go to a really nice restaurant, there are no prices. Is it being able to see the people in your life as supportive of you instead of trying to get you? Is it knowing that opportunity opens to you, that you are divinely guided and directed to know what to do when the time is to do it, and every door is open to you, your way is made clear? Boy, that is a way to live life. That is a mental equivalent that expands your experience of life. What we do in this teaching is we treat, practicing healing through spiritual mind treatment. We treat. And that concept of treating, every person in practitioner class goes through, is not doing anything to anyone other than themselves. The practitioner treats the practitioner. The person doing the treatment is treating themselves. Treatment doesn't do anything to God. Well, I'm going to convince God because I'm doing a really good treatment and I've got these phrases written down, and this is going to be the best spiritual mind treatment in the world, so God's going to give a listen and give me what I want. That's not the way that it works. Why do some people's treatments get answered and others don't? Because some people are completely in alignment with the knowing of what they're treating about. And some people are still trying to work a deal with God, trying to get something given to them, chasing after something they don't believe is. That is our work. Our work is in our heads. To embrace the idea that says, I am a part of all that is. I have everything already. Doesn't matter if they say it's impossible. Doesn't matter what it is. I have that already. And my job is to be in complete alignment with that come hell or high water. And then I look at that and go, to desert the truth in the hour of need is to prove that I do not know the truth. I know the truth. I know it. And so in that knowing, I'm going to get crystal clear. I'm not going to shirk away from what I want. I'm not going to give up on my life. I'm not going to give up on me. I'm not going to give up on you. I'm going to stand tall and go for it. To know the truth like I've never known it before. If God is all that there is, then everything is right here and right now awaiting our focus. What are we focused on? I want to be focused on health. I want to be focused on happiness. I want to be focused on riches and wealth and abundance and joy. I want to know for Jen that it doesn't matter what people say she can and cannot do. She can do whatever she wants to do. Lynn Villa walked in this room today. She can do whatever she wants to do. And she, because she's been a little bored over the last month being in comas and in hospitals, is offering free treatment sessions to anybody who wants them. Come call her, set up an appointment, come see her. She is saying, I'm going to live my life the way I want it. I'm going to have the life I want because I know the truth and I'm not giving up on it. Don't give up on it. The whole world is out there. Somebody says boo and they crumble. Do not be that person. There is something inside of you that you are constantly creating and opening and holding, that all of life, all of God, all of the universe is pouring itself into, and it doesn't matter what it is, as long as you've got the mold, it's going to fill it. And then it will pop out. And you'll call it a miracle. You'll call it a demonstration. People will call you lucky. But we know the truth, that we equal the life that we live. And if we want a different life, we will find it within us to expand in consciousness and equal a greater life. And then the only thing that can happen is the universal jello of spirit pours itself in us and pops out into form, and so it is.
Well, that being said, there's revival, it's spreading like a wildfire in my heart. Sunday morning, hallelujah, and it's lasting all week long. It's like when you feel it, it's the rhythm of a gospel song. Once you choose it, you can't lose it. And there ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. I've got no to fire singing in my soul. I've got a sweet salvation and it's beautiful. I've got a heart overflowing, but I've been restored. There ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. No, there ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. When the valleys that I wander turn to mountains that I can't climb, you are with me, never leave me, 'cause there ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. I've got an altar, fire singing in my soul. I've got a sweet salvation and it's beautiful. I've got a heart overflowing 'cause I've been restored. There ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. Oh, there ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. Oh, 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 clap your hands, stamp your feet, and you'll never leave. Oh, you'll never leave. Clap your hands, stamp your feet, till you find that God will be on the throne. You'll never leave. Oh, you'll never leave. I've got an old church choir singing in my soul. I've got a sweet salvation, and it's beautiful. old church choir singing in my soul. I've got the sweet salvation and it's beautiful. I've got a heart overflowing 'cause I've been restored. There ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. No, there ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. And I wanna sing in the rain. I've got an old church choir singing in my soul. I've got a sweet salvation and it's beautiful. I've got a heart overflowing 'cause I've been restored. There ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. No, there ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. No, there ain't nothing gonna steal my joy. God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you are every moment, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is true. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is true. God, you are every sunrise. God, you are every moon glow. God, you are every star shine, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every springtime. God, you are every snowfall. God, you are every season, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. 'Cause you are the very breath I breathe, and your perfect love created me. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you.
Okay, the ushers are coming forth now, and this is our time to consciously give thanks for the size of our Jell-O mold.
Amen.
And perhaps notice that it could be bigger. So let's take our tithe, our gift in our hand, and just give thanks, knowing that this is our abundance of the universe. And it comes to us, it goes from us, and we are so glad to be a part of this one life that always gives, and we are the recipients. So we give thanks, and our affirmation is,
In giving my gifts, I open to the abundance of the universe.
Holy, holy,
gifts of the universe for this expansion of blessings into our lives, our church, our community, and our world. Blessed be, and so it is.
It is.
Thank you, Lou, so much. We get kind of quiet after that. Wow. I thought you'd be all whooping and hollering. David did. What a beautiful song, David. Thank you so much. I love watching him sing so much. He just totally embodies the song that he's singing and really makes me believe that. So thank you so much for your energy. All right. I welcome anyone who is here for the first time. Welcome. Maybe could the lights go up more so I could see?
The house lights?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Are they up all the way?
There we go.
Oh, hi. There are people out there. So if you're here for the first time, welcome. You're your lucky day because we have potluck going on downstairs. So I invite you all to go down, have a nice relaxing potluck lunch with a lot of good conversation, and then come back up if you choose for the workshop. She talked a lot in there about spiritual mind healing or spiritual mind treatment, which is what we are focusing on in the workshops, telling you what spiritual mind treatment is, how to create one, and how to use it in your life to create a mental equivalent of what you want. And maybe you don't even know what you want. So today we're going to work a little bit discovering what you would like to create in your life. You know, that who you are meant to be in there. You all know that. And maybe touch on that a little bit more and bring it forward, and then start using the tool of spiritual mind treatment in your life to create that bigger mental equivalent in your outer life. So that's happening right after potluck for a love offering. What else do we have going on? Prayer requests. So down the steps and to the left is the prayer box. If you would like a little bit of peace of mind, some comfort, releasing fear, or maybe you need some courage to move out onto something, a new adventure, please put a request in the prayer box. You can put your name and that the good that you desire. And then our dear Lou Kunzelman, she is a licensed practitioner in science of mind. She will do spiritual mind treatment for what the good that you are desiring. She'll do that on your behalf. She will do that in her own treatment. As she treats herself, she will include knowing that your good that you desire is already within you as well. And that's very powerful, especially if when you write it down, placing it in that prayer box is releasing it. It's letting it go to God so we can quit worrying about it and know the truth about it instead. So thank you so much, Lou, for the work that you do. The bookstore is open, so if you'd like to purchase something out of the bookstore, I will be around. You can grab me and I can go in there and help you. Tamara will also be running around, could answer any questions that you might have, but she also has the little square, so if you would like to use your debit or credit card for anything that we take money here for, she can help you do that as well. So thank you, Tamara, for your multi-talented. Okay, so I think we are at claiming our good. Let's put it up here. So these are small little affirmations. And if you would like to take these home with you, there is a handout over here where all of these are written down. I think they're still over there. If not, I'll make more. So that you can continue. This is another way to create a mental equivalent, is by saying affirmations. When you have negativity come into your mind, though that's just mind chatter. And you can quiet that by saying one of these affirmations instead, knowing the truth, telling yourself the truth through an affirmation, instead of just believing the old patterns and the old tapes that keep coming up. That's what these are for, so use them. Here we go, we'll say them all together all the way down. My
body is the temple of divine love.
I am safe in the pocket of God.
My mind is still, and my heart is open. I listen. Be still, all is well. God is with me always, in all ways, and so it is.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I'm getting justified here. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I'm getting justified here. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I'm getting justified here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here.
Our last affirmation.
I am healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Back